The Man Who Built a Dream with Hard Work. Hello, everyone. Today, I have an amazing story for you. It's not just to help you practice English, it's also here to inspire you. This is the story of how one young man changed his life and the lives of those around him. It's called Nothing Comes Easy, and it's all about how hard work and determination can turn even the smallest dream into something huge. A boy with big dreams. Once upon a time, in a small, quiet town surrounded by tall mountains, there lived a 20-year-old boy named Diego. Diego wasn't like other kids. He didn't just dream of having a better life. He dreamed of building an empire. Imagine this. Restaurants everywhere, people loving his food, and his name becoming famous. But here's the twist. Diego's reality was far from perfect. His dad, Roberto, worked long hours fixing cars, and his mom, Elena, cleaned houses to make ends meet. His little sister, Camila, looked up to him like he was a superhero. But deep down, Diego felt powerless because, well, how do you build an empire when you barely have enough to eat? One cold night, Diego sat outside his tiny house, staring at the stars. He whispered to himself, "I want to give my family a better life. But how? Where do I even start?" That question changed everything. The next day, he shared his thoughts with his dad. Roberto sighed and said, "Son, dreams don't fall from the sky. If you want something, you have to fight for it. Start small, but start now." Diego thought about his dad's words, and then something clicked. He realized that people in his town loved fresh bread, but had to travel miles to buy it. Bingo! Diego decided to sell bread right there in his town. But wait, there was a problem. He had no money to buy bread. What could he do? Diego didn't let that stop him. He walked for hours to meet Mr. Esteban, the owner of the nearest bakery. Mr. Esteban was known for being grumpy and rarely trusting anyone, but Diego wasn't afraid. With confidence, he said, "Mr. Esteban, I want to sell your bread in my town. I don't have money now, but if you give me a chance, I promise to pay you back and keep a small profit for myself." Mr. Esteban raised an eyebrow. "Why should I trust you, kid?" Diego replied firmly, "Because I'm determined and I'll work harder than anyone else." After a long pause, Mr. Esteban finally said, "Okay, I'll give you 1 week. If you fail, don't come back." The power of action. The next morning, Diego woke up before sunrise, carried the bread back to his town, and set up a small stand near the park. He greeted everyone with energy and a big smile, shouting, "Fresh bread, warm and delicious." At first, people hesitated. They weren't sure if his bread was good, but Diego had a secret weapon. He offered free samples. Soon, people were lining up to buy his bread. By the end of the day, he had sold everything. That evening, Diego returned to Mr. Esteban and paid him back. The old man nodded and said, "You kept your word. Come back tomorrow." From that day on, Diego worked tirelessly. He woke up at 4 a.m., walked to the bakery, carried bread to his town, and sold it with passion. In just 2 months, he saved enough money to buy a small cart, making it easier to carry more bread. A new challenge. One day, a customer said to Diego, "Your bread is amazing. Why don't you bake your own? You'd make even more money." Diego loved the idea, but it scared him too. He had never baked anything in his life. Still, he realized something important. Nothing comes easy. Success isn't handed to you. You have to earn it. So, Diego asked Mr. Esteban, "Can you teach me how to bake?" At first, Mr. Esteban refused. "If you bake, you won't need me anymore," he said. But Diego replied, "You gave me my first chance. If I succeed, I'll make sure to help your bakery too." Moved by Diego's honesty, Mr. Esteban agreed. "Baking isn't easy," he warned. "It takes time, patience, and hard work. Are you ready?" The struggle and the triumph. Every morning, Diego arrived at the bakery at 3 a.m. He learned how to mix flour, knead dough, and bake perfect loaves of bread. At first, it was a disaster. His hands hurt, and his bread came out either too hard or too soft. One day, after ruining another batch, Diego sat down, feeling defeated. He thought, "Maybe I'm not cut out for this." But then he remembered his dad's words, "Dreams don't fall from the sky." He realized that every mistake was teaching him something new. Giving up wasn't an option. The next day, Diego went back to the bakery with even more determination. Slowly, his bread started improving. After 2 weeks, Don Esteban handed him a loaf and said, "This is perfect, Diego. You're ready." Building an empire. Diego rented a small oven and began baking bread at home. His family helped him. Camila, his little sister, packed the bread, and his mom made tea while he worked late into the night. Soon, Diego wasn't just selling bread. He added cookies and pastries too. People in the town loved his products. They said Diego's bread tastes like magic. But success wasn't easy. A new bakery opened in town, run by a guy named Fernando. His shop was fancy, with bright signs and decorations. People started buying from him instead. Diego noticed his sales dropping, but he didn't panic. Instead, he listened to his customers. "What do you like about Fernando's bakery?" he asked. "What can I improve?" He painted his cart, added decorations, and started offering free samples of his new pastries. He even taught himself how to decorate cakes by watching videos in the library. Slowly, his customers returned. The fire that changed everything. One stormy night, as Diego was closing his shop, he noticed smoke coming from the kitchen. A small fire had started near the oven. He quickly grabbed water and put it out, but much of his equipment was damaged. The next morning, people came to check on him. Some whispered, "This might be the end for Diego." But Diego stood outside his shop and said, "This is just a challenge. I've faced struggles before, and I'll face this one too. I won't give up." Inspired by his courage, the townspeople started helping him. Some donated ingredients, others gave small amounts of money, and a few even offered their time to clean and repair the bakery. Months later, Diego reopened his bakery. It was better than ever. On the day of the grand reopening, the mayor said, "Diego, you are an inspiration. You've shown us that with determination, anything is possible." The lesson. Diego's bakery didn't just sell bread, it became a symbol of hope. People from other towns came to meet the young man who never gave up. His story teaches us, dreams don't come easy. They require hard work and sacrifice. Failure isn't the end. It's a chance to learn and grow stronger. Help yourself first. When people see your effort, they will support you. Never give up. The darkest moments often lead to the brightest successes. So, whatever your dream is, chase it with all your heart. Remember, nothing comes easy, but everything is possible.